This is a real premiere, a world premiere, attracting leading bankers from all over America who were invited to Poughkeepsie to witness the world's first public demonstration of a total demand deposit accounting system.
On stage today, you see a sizable amount of IBM paper handling equipment and data processing systems. Actually, these machines consist of 4 separate systems in themselves.
The new IBM proof inscriber was then demonstrated in action.
Printing in magnetic ink the amount in the location specified by ABA. Printing the process control code and the transaction code. All of this is done in magnetic ink.
The second machine demonstrated was the IBM sorter reader.
This is the fully transistorized IBM sorter reader. Checks are fed into the machine by placing them on this elevator platform. This platform will contain over 3,000 items, and it automatically lists the items into the feeding area. When another batch or group of checks are ready for processing, we simply place them on the second platform. Perhaps you've noticed these flickering lights. Every character that is being read by the sorter reader is being visually displayed on the panel. Checks enter the machine at this point. The check then proceeds to the character sensing reader. It's here that we actually read the numeric character, direct the check through the chute blade and into the correct pocket. We call the IBM sorter reader a digital sorter because it sorts on an individual position within a given field. We may select the position and we can select the field. Today we are going to sort on the units position of the account number. We have just experienced a full pocket, and by removing the items, the machine is ready to resume sorting. Now perhaps an item only has 6 positions in it. The sorter reader will detect this and will direct the item that only contains 6 positions into the reject pocket. As you have just seen, paper checks, punch card checks, and deposit tickets, all of varied sizes and thicknesses, all pre-printed with the prescribed ABA magnetic ink characters, were being sorted at the rate of 900 items per minute. I think these are just a few of the features which certainly make the IBM sorter reader the sorter reader for your bank.
Mr. Rogers pointed out that the proof inscriber and sorter reader form an adequate system for an initial application involving sorting alone. Yet this is only 25% of the overall bookkeeping job. Therefore, the next demonstration showed the linkage of the sorter reader to the IBM 407 accounting machine for listing and balancing purposes, and a limited approach to demand deposit application.
We're going to demonstrate the first example that you have seen of paper checks reading directly to a printer. To do so, the paper checks are placed in the feed of the sorter reader, and they're going to read through this control unit directly to what we call the 407 accounting machine. As the paper starts moving up through this machine, the checks that are being read into the sorter are being listed at the rate of 18,000 items per hour. On the screen, we have a sample of a package listing such as this. You'll notice that we have 2 neat columns as the checks are listed. To the left of each column is the account number. And then at the bottom in the right-hand corner, you see a dollar amount, and just to the left of that, 95, which is the item count. So now we've learned a second very significant thing about what we're doing, and that is that we can not only list checks, but we can accumulate checks, and we can take item counts. The most interesting use for medium and small banks of the sorter reader to 407 is to perform a complete deposit accounting function. One does not need a computer to perform deposit accounting. Therefore, we see the uses of the sorter reader to the 407. It lists, it totals, it posts to account balances, it allows you to compute service charges, and it can write customer statements.
Next, for the first time, the bankers saw paper checks going directly to magnetic tape records through the ability of the sorter reader to link itself to high-speed magnetic tape units.
We're going to place the checks into the sorter reader to be read by this control unit and directly placed on the tape drive. As you see the reels revolving, we're recording any information desired from that check or all onto the magnetic tape at the rate of slightly above 50,000 checks per hour. This container contains a reel of tape. This reel of tape will hold up to 80,000 checks. So we use what we call a double read head. And a double read head means that as we record the check information on tape, we immediately reread it. Notice the left man is writing, the little man on the right is reading, so that we are sure that what we've written on tape has been written validly.
Finally, the audience saw the complete demand deposit accounting job accomplished, as information was read directly from the check into an IBM data processing system. The one selected was the IBM 650 magnetic drum computer.
You might think of the 650 as containing the standard operating procedures or the manual of instructions that your bookkeeper follows now to accomplish the demand deposit job. Also in the system, in addition to the sorter reader, the 650 unit itself, is the card reader and card punch, where information can be entered into the system in the form of punch cards and new information punched out, also in the form of a punch card. And finally, to complete the system, the 407 accounting machine also linked into these other three units, where we will produce the hard copy or printed information that is the result of your demand deposit job. Notice the checks being read in the sorter reader into the 650, the account balance feeding the information in, punching a card, and writing the journal and a trial balance. The information on the daily posting journal is shown here, the account number, the previous balance, today's items, the debits and the credits, the new balance on the account. And you'll also notice the asterisk in the upper right-hand corner here, which really make this a real action report. They indicate exceptions to specific accounts, such as stop phase or holds or overdraft condition. This provides your operating people with the information that can start the wheels turning on each and every one of these situations to come up with the right answer. Now, in this approximately 1 minute, we have processed 200 transactions against 200 accounts of typical activity. Now, if you think about this, this is about 1/10 of the average bookkeeper's ledger. In 1 minute, every 3/10 of a second, we have updated, completely posted an active account.
Mr. Rogers summarized the demonstrations by pointing out that through the sorter reader's ability to link itself to any one of IBM's data processing systems, banks can now perform the complete demand deposit application from proving, to sorting, to reading, to posting, and the production of up-to-the-minute management reports.
Manufacturers have now given to you the hardware which you have demanded. Thank you very much.